shit. Okay. Meditation does. Oh. This is not good. Meditation is known as your powerful activity that will improve your well being, stop you from getting distracted, and bring you closer to inner peace. While all of this might be true, meditation has a dark side that could leave you more anxious, more depressed, or locked in a psychotic episode. At least, this is what this research paper is arguing. Is it really true? Let's find out. I'm Harris, and I share and simplify the interesting research in psychology, and this is the psychology of the dangers of meditation. A bunch of research has come out over the last few years that's highlighted the benefits of meditation, and there's a lot. I mean, improving sleep, improving attention, improving well-being, reducing symptoms of depression and anxiety. I mean, this is all amazing news, right? But recently, a lot more research has come out that's highlighted how meditation can be quite harmful for us. And today, I'm looking at this paper that's specifically showing us ways meditation can make us more anxious, more depressed, and could even lead to some psychotic episodes that can have a lasting imprint on us. Okay, let's dive into this paper. There's a few questions these researchers wanted to answer, like what negative effects are caused by meditation, how long do they last, how bad are they, and what might link to them in terms of our personal history. So the researchers collected data from about 500 participants, so it's a pretty robust sample size. And they asked them a bunch of different questions like how long had they meditated for, had they experienced any negative effects from meditation, how long did it last, how bad did it feel, do they have any other underlying conditions, what are their levels of anxiety and depression, and any other bad symptoms before and after meditation. So just collecting a whole bunch of different information. And I should note that these were all done via survey at one point in time. So this isn't longitudinal data, which means that it's going to be harder to make any causal relationships with this research. And here's what the researchers found. First, half of the participants reported at least one symptom that was clinically relevant. Clinically relevant basically means it's important enough to be considered for some level of treatment, some form of light or intense intervention, essentially. And the most common symptoms were anxiety, traumatic re-experiencing, and emotional sensitivity. 10% of the participants who did report some symptoms, so out of the 250 people who reported at least one symptom, 10% of them reported that they experienced some functional impairment in their daily life, meaning that essentially, based on the symptoms they experienced, they've found it hard to do their everyday stuff. But if you go into the details of this, only 0.2% of those participants reported that they were so functionally impaired that they couldn't really do anything. But most of them said it kind of mildly or moderately or a little bit affected the daily living functioning. And an example of this could be having a little bit more anxiety throughout your day that could distract you from focusing on your work for a little bit. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting because of half of the participants who said they experienced one symptom, 90% of them said that they were glad to have meditated anyway. So most people who meditated and had a negative experience because of meditation, almost all of them said, yeah, cool, meditation was fine. I'm glad I did it. Wow. Whew. Okay, that's quite interesting. There's a lot to take in there. And there's other research that is related to this that shows similar effects. A systematic review of the harms of meditation has shown similar stuff. And a systematic review is a bit more of a comprehensive analysis by collecting a whole bunch of different studies. I think they collected 80-something studies. I'll double check that. But essentially, of the collection of all the studies they looked at, they found similar results. Heightened level of anxiety and depression and other sort of states of mind that were negative because people meditated, or at least related to meditation, because you can't make a causal relationship with all of the research. How can we interpret all of this? A few things to consider is that meditation now is a multi-billion-dollar industry that's been sold and packaged to a lot of people as a way to improve your well-being, as a way to improve your attention and your focus and your sleep. And basically, it's a form of practice that will improve your life in some way. And that's the packaging that we've received. But if you look at ancient meditation texts and even talk to practitioners of meditations and teachers, they say it's not a tool to improve your well-being. It wasn't designed to make you better or make you feel better. Meditation was a tool to connect with yourself and a tool to help you pay attention internally. And if this means you're going to feel more anxious or more depressed, they didn't say this wasn't going to happen, because that could be a result of looking inwards, because there's a whole lot going up in here, right? Or is it just me? I know it's not just me. I'm going to analogize meditation to exercise. When you tell someone you're going to exercise, in the simplest way, you're kind of telling them that you're going to move your body. Now, I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of different ways to move your body. With that being said, if you tell someone you're going to move your body, some ways of moving your body are going to be better for you than other ways, depending on your previous history of exercise, depending on who you are, any conditions that you have. And meditation is the same. There's no one form of meditation. There are so many different types of meditation practices, all that vary in their levels of intensity. Just like exercise, you've got a walk or a sprint with burpees and CrossFit shit. It can be so intense. But if you just say you're going to exercise, that doesn't really tell you anything. Similarly, if you say you're gonna meditate, you're going to pay attention to something, but that doesn't really tell you a whole lot about the practice itself. You can do mindfulness meditation and pay attention to your breath for as long as you can and stay focused on that. That is completely different to a type of meditation where you focus on the connection between yourself and the world around you and how there isn't one, right? That's a form of meditation practice, and cognitively and emotionally, that is a lot more demanding. And if you're not good at that, that might reveal some things to you that make you feel really anxious and worried. And there's some types of meditation practices that make you think about yourself and your experiences. And if you've had troubling experiences in the past, it's not going to feel good. Like, what are we doing? And just like exercise, some people push too hard and get injured. Same with meditation. Some people might push too hard, try to focus too much, or stay within an experience that is clearly uncomfortable and distressing, but remain in there because it's good for you. Another interesting finding that came out of this research was that people who meditated more were more likely to experience more negative effects from meditation. Duh. Like, that's like saying if you exercise more often and more regularly and for a longer period of time, you've got a higher chance of getting injured. Well, yeah, no, like, like anyone, if you don't exercise, you've got no chance of getting injured from exercising. And if you do exercise, there's an increased risk. And if you exercise with a higher intensity, then that risk increases. Meditation can be the same. Okay, but ultimately, I want to just take a step back, because the fact that research is coming out on the negative effects of meditation is actually a good thing. I know I've been bagging on this for the last few minutes, but I think this is actually good because it provides some nuance into meditation and sort of slows down the pure glazing of how good meditation is for everyone at all times. It's never been that way, but it's been sold to us that way. And I think with more research showing how meditation can be harmful for specific people in specific ways, can really help us to guide people through the right types of meditation, if that's what they want to do to get better, or say, hey, based on your condition and your previous experiences and some other underlying traits, meditation might not be useful for you to help you overcome your anxiety or depression or whatever the case might be. And just blanketly saying meditation is good for everyone in any situation, that isn't actually helpful, because clearly it isn't. I mean, there's so much that goes into meditation. Like, are you practicing on your own? Are you using an app? Are you using a teacher? What's their level of experience? How useful and insightful and well developed is the app that you're using? Then this is apart from the specific type of meditation you're doing, because there's some ones, and I'll tell you, that will really challenge you. And I've experienced some challenges where at the end of my meditation session, I've gone, this sucked, but it was an enlightening experience and I'm okay doing it. But I know for some people who would have tried the same style of meditation that I did, it would have been quite harmful to them. So just to bring this all together, meditation, as it turns out, isn't helpful for everyone. In fact, it can be quite harmful for some people in different ways. Tell me, do you have a meditation practice? Would you get into one? Ultimately, I think adding more nuance to the meditation conversation is good, and instead of just telling everyone to meditate because it's good for them, finding out how it can be harmful for certain types of people is gonna go a long way in protecting, or even finding ways that meditation can be altered for people who want to practice but might hurt from practicing it. But that's it. This is the psychology of the dangers of meditation. Remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you again next time.